I know, I promised another underrated anime review weeks ago, but these videos don't make themselves. Like, seriously, I stared at the screen for a good 10 minutes and the video had the nerve not to edit itself together. Then guess what happened? Yeah, you probably guessed right. I had to edit the video myself. Crazy, right? Okay, on a more serious note, what's up guys? I'm RJ Lane and this is On The Rise, where we discuss anime and video game related topics. And today, I got another underrated anime for you guys to sink your teeth into. Today, we will be reviewing Blood Lad. And now, intro time. Now, Blood Lad has been mentioned before on our channel by g.elyse in her top 10 anime power-up video.
So, Blood Lad is one of those animes that you see recommended in the comment section of a Pornhub video, and at first you're like, I don't know, but then you watch it and you're like, why is this not more popular? And that's because it was recommended in the comment section of a Pornhub video, but still.
And she's not wrong. Blood Lad unfortunately was advertised terribly, and when it was airing, a lot of people missed out on it because of this fact. But for those who have never heard of it, Blood Lad is a 2009 manga created by Yuki Kodama and turned anime in 2013. The anime only ran for a short 10 episodes and got one OVA. The manga, however, did continue past the anime and ended in 2016 with 17 volumes, so enough for season 2. Fingers crossed. The story of Blood Lad follows the vampire Stas as he discovers a girl named Fuyumi who accidentally slipped into the demon world. The twist is that Fuyumi dies and becomes a ghost, so Stas, being interested in humankind, agrees to revive her so he can return her to her normal life. Quotation marks around return. Thus, the two embark on a journey around the demon world, running into all sorts of trouble and mayhem. Pretty interesting setup if you ask me. The world of Blood Lad is a very simplistic one when you look at it. On one side you have the human world, basically modern day Japan, and on the other side you have the demon world, where all the fabled demons like vampires, Frankenstein, werewolves, and wizards and other supernatural beings live. However, what makes Blood Lad's world so different from all the rest is that the standard weaknesses of these creatures turn out not to be true. Vampires are not scared of sunlight, werewolves don't turn on the full moon, etc, etc. The world of Blood Lad comes in the form of Stas and Fuyumi traveling around the world, of course. And the structure of the world is also very simplistic too. As you would suspect from a demon world, there are little rules and most of the world is overrun by chaos. However, there is a king, but he doesn't do much in the sense of governing the world. All in all, the world of Blood Lad is an interesting one because of the cool powers and places and the demons that you are able to meet. You are sucked into this fascinating world filled with all sorts of cool legendary creatures, some of which are way cooler than others if you ask me. The story of Blood Lad reminds me of Golden Kamuy, another underrated anime that will soon get a review on this channel. Now, Golden Kamuy's story and Blood Lad's story are nothing alike in detail, but what makes them similar in my mind is the structure, an endless adventure where everything begins to connect together. The story goes from Stas and Fuyumi trying to get her body back to the whole demon world being in danger, and it connects pretty well. In the span of 10 episodes, you go through at least 3 major arcs that every shonen anime has. The introduction arc, the unlocking a new power arc, and the origin arc. And the anime doesn't feel rushed at all. No, the pacing of this anime is done pretty well. The fights don't drag out too long, and the story has enough mystery and thrill to it to keep you entertained all the way through. Basically what I'm saying is, if you're a shonen lover, then this is probably the anime for you. But wait, although shonen fanboys are bound to love this one, Blood Lad is not just filled with shonen tropes. No, the series also focuses on romance as well. And not just, oh, these two characters of the opposite sex are talking to each other, so now let's ship them together. No, actual progression of emotion can be found in this anime, which I talk more about actual progression of emotions in my A Good Romance video, which you should definitely watch. And if you love some good romance in anime, then you will surely have a good time with this one. And if you love action and romance combined, then just put this in your top 10 list right now. Blood Lad also has one more thing going for it story-wise. It's hilarious. This anime could be a comedy if it wanted to. Devils of Part-Timer fans, I got a new one for you. Stas and the rest of the characters are just plain funny to watch. The anime wastes no time throwing funny plot twists your way, and even more funny running gags that are just plain entertaining to watch. The comedy never gets old because the anime is only 10 episodes. Also, fan service is not that bad. The characters in Blood Lad are probably the best part about the anime. You got your super relatable otaku vampire Staz, who is the perfect shonen protagonist, and what's more, he's not dumb, like other shonen protagonists we know. You also have Belle, this really cool treasure hunter who has the coolest ability in the show by far. Watching her is just a treat, because you never get tired of the way she basically tricks everyone and just uses all the other characters. Next is Wolf, your typical honorable shonen bad boy who is just plain cool. Not to mention he makes the perfect rival for Staz, Wolf being the guy who enjoys fighting and Staz being the guy who thinks fighting is just a burden. And then you have Fuyumi. To be honest, Fuyumi is your typical anime nice girl, and that's it. She's my least favorite character because of this. Like, she's literally just there in my eyes. Don't get me wrong, she has a story of her own, but just no personality to back it up or to make her stand out from the thousands of other anime girls like her. So yeah, Fuyumi is a bit of a letdown when it comes to characters. But all the others, even the ones I didn't name, are pretty darn cool. No, seriously, the characters really make this show. From all the witty dialogue to the awesome character moments, this has to be one of the most colorful casts I've seen in all of anime. The fights in Blood Lad are pretty good for the most part. You're not about to get some godly sakuga, but the animation behind the fights isn't bad either. Like I said earlier, action fans will love this show. The power scaling is spot on, and the fights are pretty entertaining due to the fact of the characters being so awesome and just plain weird. At the end of the day, expect your typical anime fight scenes spiced up with some awesome dialogue and a good laugh. Especially when Staz tries his best to pull off a certain Super Saiyan's favorite move. And that's all for Blood Lad. I really do like this show and I'm hoping it will get a season 2, even though that's highly unlikely. Regardless, if you fall in love with the show like I did, then the manga is a pretty good read. I give the show an 8 out of 10 all around, and I recommend it to every anime fan. Seriously, this show is awesome. Go watch it. Well, that's another underrated anime scratched off the list. If you're looking for more underrated anime, then check out our Underrated Fever playlist where I review other animes just like this one. And if you like this type of content, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications on when we post. Our social media is down in the description below, like always, so go check it out. Thanks for watching, my fellow otaku, and as always, I'm RJ Lane, and this has been On the Rise.